Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's updo, we're going to need a couple of supplies. So first off, you're going to need 2 clips, a sectioning comb, a brush just to get the tangles out, and then my favorite hairspray to use is Kenra, and then some bobby pins and some clear rubber bands. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to section the hair into 2 front pieces. So you can see she's just got a side parting for this hairstyle, but you can do it in the middle or on the other side, it does not matter. I'm just going to use my sectioning clip and clip that side off just to keep my hairstyle nice and neat whenever I'm doing it. Again, just turn her around just so you can check it out and see the sectioning. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So my sectioning, it's like right by the ear, a little bit behind. It doesn't have to be exact, but whatever you feel comfortable with doing. Alright, so now we've got both sides sectioned out, and I'm going to go ahead and just use an elastic band, and we're just going to make a little ponytail back here. I'm just going to tie that 2 times. Alright, and I'm gonna grab a nice section in the middle, and you can see I'm just making a slight hole, just a nice even slight hole. I'm gonna pull that ponytail through the hole, so we're flipping it over. So it's creating this nice effect here. Alright, just gonna push that in there. Alright, so you're gonna want to go ahead and grab your comb again. And if you're not familiar with teasing, basically we're just gonna be, instead of combing down, we're combing up towards the scalp. And so this is gonna create some fullness in our bun for our updo, and it's just gonna create a little bit of grit, so it's easier for those bobby pins to stay in place. So you can see I'm doing it quite a bit. This doll's hair has very smooth hair, so we're just gonna use some hairspray as well. I would recommend doing that also. And don't be afraid to use a lot of hairspray. That helps the updo stay in place a lot better. Alright, I'm just gonna grab that nice teased mess here. I'm gonna grab the end, and we're just gonna pull that end all the way through, just like what we did with our ponytail earlier. And depending on how long your hair is, you might have to pull it through several times until you get an ending here. You can see I'm just doing it one more time, and then I've got a nice little bun here, and I'm just gonna grab a bobby pin, and we're just gonna secure that bun in there. Like I said, if you have a lot of hair, you might have to do it a couple of times, but with the teased hair, it makes it a lot easier for those bobby pins to stay in place. Alright, perfect. So now we've got a starting bun here, and I'm just gonna do it on the other side. You can never use too many bobby pins, so if it still feels loose, put another one in there. And I'm just bringing that out a little bit just to make it look fuller. And of course, more hairspray. I love using hairspray. It's just what, makes those updos stay, so there you go. Alright, so now we're moving on to our side braid. So we're gonna do a Dutch braid, just like what we learned in the last video. Get your sectioning comb, and we're just gonna section off kind of like a triangular piece from your parting. And you're just gonna grab 3 sections again just to start your braid. And remember that your Dutch braid is gonna go underneath instead of over the middle strand. So underneath and now that's the middle. Underneath, that's the middle. So once you've done that twice, then you're gonna start grabbing hair from both sides, and you're just gonna create that Dutch braid. Now you can see this Dutch braid is just on the side instead of down the middle like what we did in our previous video. And you're just gonna continue with that Dutch braid, working your way all the way down with however much you have left in that section. And remember always to keep your hands taut to the head. That's gonna make sure that that braid is not too loose. And once you run out of hair on one side, then just continue grabbing hair on the other side while making that braid. And now we're just doing our original inside out braid, just going underneath here. And now I'm just pancaking this braid really nice because we want it to be a nice full updo. If you have very thin hair, this helps create the illusion that your hair is thicker, and you can do very beautiful updos even though you don't have a whole lot of hair. This doll, she has pretty short hair, but whenever we're done, we will see a very beautiful updo even with short hair. So it works both long and short hair. Once you got that braid, make sure you spray it nice and good. It's just going to create a little bit of grit for whenever you want to place it into the bun. And I'm just using that elastic and tying the braid. Now I'm just finishing touches on pulling that through. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and bring it over the bun, just like so, and you can see that's already creating a nice beautiful effect to our updo. I'm just going to hold that there and grab a bobby pin. And I'm just going to stick that bobby pin right into that bun. So if you stick it into the teasing, that's going to hold it really well. And I'm going to grab another bobby pin just to get this extra piece here, and I'm going to place that bobby pin to the bottom of that piece. Hold it like that. Don't have an open bobby pin, just keep it closed and just stick it up into that bun. And now you can see it's nice and hidden and there's no bobby pins showing. And I'm just using another one just to make sure it's nice and secure. Like I said, you can never use too many bobby pins. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to create that Dutch braid once more, going underneath the middle, making that braid pop out instead of pop in, and just taking hair from both sides. If you guys don't have this Dutch braid down just yet, I would recommend watching the other video first until you have it down. That's going to make doing this updo much easier. And we just keep grabbing sections until we don't have any hair left. And now we're just doing the inside out braid, just doing underneath the middle. Alright, now I'm just pancaking this through, making it nice and big and full. Grab some hairspray, spray it down, and then grab your third elastic and just tie that in there. You can do these updos without elastics and just secure it with a bobby pin, but this is just an easier way on my hand so I don't have to worry about holding that braid the whole time, knowing that that braid is going to stay in place with that elastic in there. Alright, now we're just going to simply overlap this and bring this over the bun as well. So we're overlapping this over the previous braid. Alright, we'll grab another bobby pin and we're just going to stick that straight into the other braid. Alright, now we've got our wonderful piece just sticking out there, and we're going to do the same method. We're going to grab bobby pin and just clamp it right on the end of that hair and then keep it closed. Okay, that's important. And you're just gonna stick that into the bun as well. Just straight up. All right, you can see there's a couple of hairs that we just want to tuck in there yet. We're just going to do that with a couple more bobby pins. And if you feel like your bobby pins are slipping out, a really great way to keep them in place is crossing them over. Have one and then put another one crossing over it, and then they will not move. All right, so now I'm just securing this underneath the braid just to hide that elastic and make it look nice and clean. You can see I'm just pulling that through, making it nice and hidden. All right, now that we have the basics of our updo on there, I'm just gonna, stretch these pieces out a little more, make it look a little bit fuller. And there's just a couple of pieces we're just gonna tuck in there again. Hair is like art. You want to make sure that you do all the tiny little details. Take your time with it until you feel like it is just your masterpiece, what you are looking for in the hair. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So it's awesome. You can just be so creative with it. All right, a little more hairspray to finish it off. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring her down here and I'm gonna show you guys a little way to just create that last effect. So I'm just simply pulling some pieces out of the top of her head just to create some volume on top without teasing. Sometimes people don't like the way that their hair looks when it's teased or the way you brush it out. You can do this as an alternate to make it look fuller, but then you don't have to brush out so much teasing on top. It just creates a lot of nice texture going on in there. So you can see now it looks a lot fuller here. If you've got some stray pieces, we're just gonna push those down. I mean, it even looks good, like a little bit messy. I'm totally into doing those kind of updos. We're just gonna spray them down, make sure they stay real well. And there's the final result, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Watch it several times if you feel like you didn't get it the first time. It's pretty basic once you break it down, and it's just a beautiful updo that you can do on yourself, on a friend or your mom, if you're wanting to feel a little fancier for the night.